welcome back to my channel and welcome to the May faves and fails. So this month is a little special. It's a little different, as some of you may know if you follow me all month long, especially when it comes to Boxycharm. I usually let you guys know in these videos what is really standing out for me with makeup that is really being a fave right now that I keep reaching for, and what is a fail. But as we know, Boxycharm kind of messed the bed a little bit there with the makeup this past month because it was a ton of skincare. And skincare is great to get some time to time when you only have one face, but you know, you need to give that a longer amount of time to figure out how do you feel about things. So in this video, I was really going through my archives of old skincare that I've gotten in like April and March and previously in this year, plus makeup that I have had in my collection that maybe I've needed to give some more time to and give you some updates right now. Also, in my faves and fails, I love to tell you about some lifestyle pieces that I have been loving all through the month. And also, this is when I love to do my shout outs with you guys, because you guys are my favorite part of the month. Every month, you guys are why I continue to do these videos, because I keep seeing the thumbs up and the comments on these videos that you love the faves and fails, and I love doing what you guys like to see. So let's get into this. If you are new here, you may not know I have the gift of gab. I'm a little chatty, but this is just our quality girl time together, right? So I love to tell you to grab your tea, grab your snack, get comfy, because we have a lot to go through together. Cheers! The lashes on today are fierce. I have been trying some stuff behind the scenes for you that I'm going to get into, but I just have to, I feel like, mention them because they are so vavoom right now. I feel like they could just come through the camera and get you, because these are some 3D lashes that are like speaking to, well, everybody. But first, something I need to get into is some skincare, because a lot of you guys know we've been getting a ton of skincare with Boxycharm. And even if you don't get Boxycharm anymore, because I know some of you guys have been like, okay girl, I had to take a break. I get it. I do. That's why your girl is still here for you, letting you know the updates, because some things you may already have, some things you may be like, I need to go purchase that on my own anyway, or, ooh, glad I missed that. I don't want that. I don't have too many fails because I am still trying some stuff behind the scenes, but there are a few that I'm just like, really? Really? Let's, yeah. And if you need even a little bit more information on some past boxes from this year, I do have my quarterly Boxycharm review up for you that goes through the January, February, and March boxes. I get 3 boxes a month, and I get base, luxe, premium, so everything that I received is in there. So check that out if you need even more info, because maybe I'm not covering everything, because, well, the girl's got one face. I will give a quick update because this seemed to be a bit of a hot topic in my last Boxycharm video, because again, not really any makeup was seen, maybe one thing, maybe? Actually, yeah, I gotta talk about that fail too. Shoot, I better pull that out. Hold on, hold please. Yeah, no spoilers. You're going to have to wait your turn. We're not there yet. But I will tell you, I was not sure how this skin piece was going to do, but my husband came to bed one night completely shocked. He's like, I don't know how this works, because in theory, in your brain, you don't think it should. But a lot of you let me know that maybe if you have kids, you gave it to your kids and it worked miracles for them. Some of you said it worked miracles for you. Got this from Boxy. This is the, I'm going to say it wrong, Odacite Pure Elements. This was like an oil for your pimples. You're just supposed to do maybe 2 to 3 drops on your face where you have some acne, where you have some problem skin, and it's supposed to clear you up. My husband even said, he goes, I don't think this is going to work. And then he came to me one night and was like, I can't believe I think it is working. And I actually do have one forming right here on my chinny chin chin. So I'm thinking I'm going to try this tonight to give you my thoughts, but my husband had to give me an update, so now I need to give you an update. I know a lot of us were a little bit like, ooh, this is going to be polarizing, because some people, like a lot of you guys let me know, you have drier skin, maybe you're in your 50s, some of you said you were in your 60s, and you were like, this was a waste for me. I get it. I do. So I'm going to keep trying this behind the scenes for myself, but I had to give you the update. My husband was already like, yeah, it's working. I think it's working. Something I'm getting close to finishing up that is skincare that I did receive from Boxycharm, I believe last fall-ish. I can't remember, and we've got so much skincare from Boxy, it's hard to keep up. But I do love Pharmacy. I've told you guys over and over, Pharmacy is my jam. The Pharmacy Cheer Up under eye cream is so darn good. I now keep it in the little mini fridge that I have here in my beauty space, and as you can see, we've hit the bottom, which is, you know, exciting because you want to use up good stuff before it goes bad, but also sad because then it's gonna be gone. But I do just get a lot more skincare, so I'm going to finish this baby up so I can move on to Beekman Dewy Eyed Under Eye Cream. It's an illuminating eye serum, which is essentially what this has been doing for me and doing a great job. So after I finish this up, I'll be transitioning over to this. So stay tuned for this. But I had to tell you, I have been loving, I've always told you I love pharmacy, but this Under Eye Cheer Up, it's got cherries on it, so I'm thinking cherry, brightening vitamin C eye cream. So good. Been really great for my skin. Works better if I'm consistent with it, and I have been trying a lot of skincare behind the scenes, so I could tell when I kind of like pulled away from this, I could tell. So I'm gonna finish using this baby up. I was not sure how I was going to feel about this next piece because this is from a brand that I've kind of had a back and forth relationship with. I've tried their mascaras, didn't work for me. I've tried some of their face peel skincare pieces, wouldn't even pull off my skin. Didn't like my skin, actually irritated me. And then this year shows up, rolls around in 2021, and Wander Beauty is shocking me left, right, center. You guys know I have fallen in love with their Getaway eyeshadow palette, which seems pretty basic, but I've already hit pan on it, and I've literally had it a mere few months. I am loving that. And now I'm loving a skincare piece that you use overnight. This is the Wander Beauty Do Not Disturb Overnight Repair Concentrate with 1% retinoids in it. So I have a love-hate with this. Mostly the hate part comes from the packaging. I really thought when I first got it that maybe it just needed to prime the pump and then it would pump out product like normal. I've really had a struggle with this to get the product out. What I've learned is, and if you have this, this may help you, I literally shake it like you would like a sauce that you'd keep in your fridge or something, or like your ketchup, you know, and you're like, all right, I gotta shake it up so it gets all mixtured and up into the tube and then pump it. Otherwise, you could be sitting here pumping on this sucker here for days. But I am really loving the results. And maybe this is just me in my brain, but since it's only 1%, I feel like it's gentle enough that I have been using it multiple times, almost nightly some weeks. And I really notice when I wake up in the morning, my skin can look beautiful. Obviously, because again, we're getting a ton of freaking skincare from Boxycharm, I've had to pull off of this to try something else that I'm going to tell you about in a minute, but this has worked so great for me. So if this is something that you have in your wide variety of skincare collections from Boxycharm and you're curious, is this something that would work well? I have really enjoyed it. Retinoids can tend to really brighten up the skin, make it look a lot more healthy, make it look a little bit more luminescent, but not oily. It really gives you that natural, gorgeous glow where you just look like you have radiant skin. This has really worked well for me, and I love using this. So now that I've had an opportunity to kind of like figure out the May boxes from Boxycharm and all the skincare, I've gone back to using this again for my face. And then I go and put the next product that I've really liked on my face too, but I can only do so much with all the skincare we're getting. I now move to this next piece to my neck and my chest when I use this on my face. Am I confusing you yet? I know, I'm sorry. Boxycharm keeps giving us so much skincare. I don't want things to go bad, but holy buckets, it's a lot. So this works great on the face. And then I incorporate the next thing that I got from Boxy this past month that a lot of us have loved. This is the Murad City Skin Overnight Moisturizer. It's like a detox moisturizer. The packaging is pretty cool, and when my husband first saw it, he was like, what do I do with this? And you just pump this top part here, and then the product comes out of this hole. I have tried this on my face, on my neck, and on my chest in the evenings overnight, and I really love the way it looks. I like this a lot, but as it's getting more humid here in the Tampa area, I tend to go a little bit lighter with evening moisturizers on certain parts of my face. So that is where I've loved jumping back into the Wander Beauty that I was just telling you about. But this is so nice, and it's so smooth and creamy, and it smells a little citrusy. It smells really nice. Even my husband has commented when I've put this on before bed, he's like, you smell fresh. And I was like, yeah, it's stuff. Have you tried this stuff yet? And he likes this as well. A lot of you know my husband loves to try my skincare, and there has been plenty to share, needless to say. But I have really loved how this product, I don't want to pull too much out, I love how it smells. I also love how it applies because it's super creamy and very hydrating. Like I said, my face is a little oily, so as we're getting to a more humid time of year, I kind of back off a little bit with too heavy of them in certain spots where I tend to break out a little bit, and been using other stuff. But this works well on the face, the neck, and the chest. And the neck and chest are areas, as ladies, we do need to be mindful of. Sometimes it's easy to forget that. And the backs of your hands, because that tends to be where we can show age. That's where things can get drier, a little bit more crepey. So I've really loved using that on these targeted areas a lot. I've only had this since May, but I'm really, really enjoying using it so far. And I knew I could trust it because I love the Murad line. I think it's a really great brand. And now I don't want to repeat myself too much, but there's another moisturizer from this same line, from this brand, that I do want to touch on one more time because we are now coming into the summer time frame. And girls, as we are using these retinoids, as we are using things on our face that can tend to make them sensitive to the sun, please, 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 for your skin's sanity and glory that it is, because you're beautiful, use some sunscreen. Use some sunscreen underneath your makeup. It is going to be, even when you're wearing makeup, because I know for a long time in my 20s, I was like, I don't need to put on sunscreen on my face. I have 20 layers of makeup on. Or my dad would say I'd paint it on. And I was like, Dad, I'm not painting. It's beauty. Get with it. SPF is going to be so important because yes, you can burn through your makeup. And some of you may know that just like I do because it happened in my 20s. And now I am paying the consequences for it now in my 30s. So I can tell you this is a product that I have loved from this line. And I talked about it in April too, so I won't harp on it too much. But this is the Murad Essential C Day Moisturizer. My husband uses it. I use it. And again, as an oily skin girl, this SPF 30 does not break me out. I know that some people are concerned about SPF having flashback in photography. Yeah, but who's taking my picture right now? I don't care. I need this stuff to look its best. So I am putting this on underneath my makeup and I like it. I like it a lot. Just wanted to tell you again because we are now coming to the summer season, girls. Something else that I told you guys I wanted to incorporate more as the weather started to transition to summer was another pharmacy product. I kind of held off on this back in when did we get this? February? March? Something like that. This is the Pharmacy Daily Greens Oil-Free Gel Moisturizer. This is something a lot of us were talking about because we know pharmacy is great. We know that it's amazing. And how fun does this green color look? Because it's an oil-free moisturizer, that's what I wanted to start putting on my face to help combat all the oils that I can organically, naturally get. I also like using this type of moisturizer on my neck, chest during the day, and on my hands as well. This is something that I've used in the evening and in the daytime. All right, I forgot about these. I'm a little annoyed about them because I think, did I call them a fail when I first got them or did I have high hopes? Was I positive? I may have been a little positive about it. I may have been a little bit like, oh, maybe I'll enjoy this. That sounds like me, because I do try. I really give certain things the old college try. I want them to work. But I think these came in like a premium box, which was even extra annoying. These are the inc.redible. They're like glosses that have, I think these are supposed to be like gems, like there's quartz over here and amethyst in this one. I don't even think these look like they should have glitter in them, but every single time I try to use these, I end up with glitter all over my lips. But they don't last. It seems kind of like a cheapy product, and I think somebody, maybe one of you guys, looked it up online and found it like really inexpensive. I don't know. I just kind of feel like, yeah, I think they were trying to lean in maybe to the natural look that everybody's kind of been going to, but these have been sitting on top of my vanity just trying to remind me to use them. Do you think I've used these? No, I've not used these. I've not used them, and except for when I first got the box, and I kept trying back and forth with these. I kind of wish I hadn't tried both because I could have given one away at least to, well, who would I give this to? A 12-year-old? I don't know any 12-year-olds because this reminds me of kid makeup. It does. I do see, do I see sparkles? I feel like I see sparkles in here. Did I wear sparkles one day that I put this on, or are there sparkles in here? I don't know. These are not top of mind. I'm a little annoyed about them still. I may just get rid of them because honestly they're just hoarding space up here on top of my vanity and I don't think they do anything. What do you think? Before I hop on camera, a lot of times I do like to give this part of my skin a little bit of love because the amount of time I put into my makeup before I come on camera or just even during the day when I'm working, it can add up. Even when you're doing a natural face, I'm trying a lot of products behind the scenes with Boxy. I'm wanting to pull out some makeup for the new season, stuff like that. So I feel like I put a lot of care and attention into what goes on right here. But then if I'm coming on camera with you guys, or even if I'm just doing a Zoom or something, I'm like, oh, this just doesn't tend to compute. It doesn't match all this. Sometimes it doesn't because of foundation colors, but that's another story. This is something we got from a Boxycharm that I kind of thought was going to be a throwaway product for me. But what I have found with this product is it doesn't overwhelm the body. It just kind of gives it this light juicing up and a bit of a tint. And I've really enjoyed playing with this. And I was surprised because I have other stuff in my collection that it's higher end, so I thought I'd like it better. But this is something that's been really fun to use. This is the Eliose Get Gleaming like Body Glow. I really love that it has a pump. We got something from Touch and Soul that's like a dry oil that does a really good job too, but it's a pour out and I feel like it's really messy. It also has sparkles in it and I just feel like I haven't even thought to bring that out, and I have it in a drawer over here. This has been really easy to just have sitting on my vanity, and then when I'm getting ready to go on camera or something, pump a little bit of it out, juice up the body, and it's not overwhelming. It doesn't have like a crazy JLo glow, just enough that it makes you go, ooh, everything looks really nice. And I won't lie, today I was doing a little bit of a concoction with my foundations, trying to do some fun color matching, and I feel like I was like, oh, my face got a little dark, and then I was playing with some blushes behind the scenes and a couple different bronzers, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. So I feel like my face got warmed up really quickly, so it was really easy to kind of put this on the body, juice it up a bit, and then add a little bit of glow with some bronzers down here too. So if anything's not looking totally matchy, that's because I thought I was a scientist this morning and I was just playing around. But this one was something that I really thought I was going to hate. I really thought I was just going to declutter this after trying it on camera for you guys for a review, and I've ended up loving it. I have been using it weekly? I think weekly, since I got it. To take off everything at the end of the day, because as we know, makeup can tend to just add and add and add, and then by the end of the day, you're just like, okay, what's a girl going to do to get all this off? Something that I got back in January, I think, is something I've still been pulling out. After I do a cleanse, I tend to like to do another set of cleansing with the AVANT, like micellar water. You mix this baby up. Oh, look, it matches my nails, my summer nails here. And then what it'll do is really get off even more. Like, you'll think you have everything off your face because you're like, oh yeah, my face is bare, you don't see any foundation, I think I got all the mascara. You go back in with like this with a wipe or something and you're like, whoa, there's still stuff in the crevices and the eyes and the nose, all the stuff. This gets everything else back out. And if you've been dealing with any sparkles, or if you've been dealing with any liners, red lips or anything, this can be a saver of your skin. So that way you can go into the next steps right before bed to do other stuff, so you're not piling on stuff that maybe you don't want to still be remaining. This has been really great, and I've been surprised how much I've wanted to reach for this next step. Something I like to use this with is something I got from, I believe, the Boxycharm Premium. These are the bamboo wipes. All four, though, are dirty, so I need to wash them right after this video. That is one major bummer about this. So this is like a fave and a fail that goes with this. I really loved these bamboo like cleansing pads that we got. They're reusable. That's so much better for the environment and sometimes your skin than stuff that's gonna leave maybe like a trace on your face of cotton or whatever it is you're using. But the fact that we only got 4 in the premium box kind of stinks, because I feel like I go through them really quickly and then I need to wash them. As you guys know, the kind of only real makeup that we got from Boxycharm this past month was, well, at least me. Maybe you got that Cab eyeshadow palette. How is that? Tell me below. I've heard there's a couple of things going around, but I didn't really get any real makeup. I did get 2 primers though, and so far I'm really enjoying these, so I did want to give you an update because I got these really late in the month, and then I ended up doing like a half and half face try test of one of each, but I also had on a crazy hydrating moisturizer that you guys have told me, actually let me get it real quick. Don't you love when I get so chatty that you're like, where's she going with this? Sorry, I had too much caffeine today. Where is it? All right. This Bloom's Effect Royal Tulip Nectar. Oh my gosh, so many of you guys let me know in my comments that what you've done is transition this not only to night, which is when I should have been using it that way anyway, but for elbows, like knees, dry skin for legs. I do have dry skin on my legs. So this was like super helpful to hear, but I had this on that day underneath on these, and I was like, I don't know what's happening with my face. This is a nighttime product, Nicole. use it at nighttime. Use it at nighttime. Back to the primers. I have now tried both of these by themselves with just my normal skincare that I know works great for me, so nothing else was competing. And I was really enjoying both of these. I have fallen in love with First Aid Beauty as it is, and this product definitely feels super creamy on the face. Some people are allergic to coconut though, so if you do have an allergy to that, this probably isn't the best for you. But I have found my pores look really great with this. Everything really sets through the day nicely and it lasts. For this primer, this is the one that I have on by itself today, and I tried it one other day as well, and I thought it did a really great job too of keeping my makeup together and not letting it become like this mess all over. I also like this is silicone free. When I was putting it on, I was like, ooh, is this a silicone based one? But it wasn't, but everything was really like feeling like smooth, silky. So that was really nice. So that's just the minor update on those. I did get to try those again behind the scenes, not halvesy, but on their own, and they're both working pretty well. I feel like I need to just get this one thing out of the way and then I can move on because it's something I don't like. This was one of the few pieces that I got in my PR box from Boxycharm that I think was makeup, and I'm sounding so sassy today. It's a product that is from a brand that I don't like. So I already felt like it had two strikes against it, and then when I tried the product, I really feel like it doesn't do well on the eyes. And you guys saw me in my video really give it the good old college try. So if you want to see the full demo of me trying this multiple ways, check out this video. This is the Ciate London Shadow Flip. Mine is in the shade Ember, which looks super cool in the packaging, right? Like it looks like it's gonna be this like duochrome that it would be really cool looking on the lids if it looks like this. And then I did a swatch of it and I got really, really excited because I was like, okay, I could totally see some green in here, but then you can see some orange and brown flecks if you transition it. Oh, like right now in my viewfinder, it looks like a burnt orange, but on my hand, I can see totally like a green shift to it. Tried it on the eyes. And it just like, it doesn't do this. It just looks like a muddy, worn down, I don't even want to say shadow because it has like a different property to the top of it that tries to like, it's trying to do this, but it can't. I don't know. Maybe it's my skin. Maybe it's me. I've seen a few other YouTubers say that this is something they really enjoy. For my skin, I just think it's not for me. It's not my jam. Really, that was a big disappointment this month because it was like one of the few. Was this the only piece of makeup I got? And it doesn't work for me. Big bad bummer. So I have been playing around with some face powders, specifically bronzers and illuminators and blushes. I don't know why I just went through all of that when I could have just said face makeup, but you know. I have kind of gone back to loving a drugstore bronzer that I completely used up, I want to say in 2019. I had it from like 2017 to 2019, hit pan, used the whole thing up, and last year, I think, I repurchased it when I found it, and I was so excited to go back to my No7 Maple Bronzer. No7 is a little bit more of a pricey line at the drugstore, but it's really, really good cruelty-free makeup that you can get at the drugstore. Mine is in the shade Maple. I do believe I said that, and I really forgot how creamy this was and how you can really build this. It kind of reminds me of a different formula with no shimmer in it because this is fully matte. It's like a version of, the only thing I can think to compare it to at the drugstore that I've tried is maybe like a Physicians Formula where you can do a light bit of it or you can really layer it up. And I feel like this is great for what's going on in the makeup world right now and with the spring summer time frame, because you can really build out a little bit of like bronze to the face where it just looks like you've got a little bit of a tan, but it's matte, so it's not overwhelming. It's not like juicing up the skin. It's just giving you that nice warmth to the face. That is something I have loved to use all over the face, but also down the nose and kind of around the lips to kind of like make the lips look a little bit bigger and then just do a little light definition of the nose. But I also think that's because I'm not gravitating to contour really anymore. So this is like a natural way to do it. It's been great. And I've definitely been going back to this a lot this past month. I just keep reaching for this because I am trying some experimenting behind the scenes, and I'm going to tell you about it. I really love my Too Faced bronzer that is the chocolate gold Soliel, but I've hit so much paint on it and it's a hard baby to find. I don't even know where I'm going to find my next one of that because I've already hit pan. So I have been kind of trying to find not a dupe, but maybe something like it. I unfortunately have yet to find said dupe, but in the process, I'm going to tell you my fails so you don't do the same thing I did. Okay? This is not a bad product. I'm just trying to figure out how to use it because I definitely cannot use it the same way that I do my Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soliel. This bronzer shocked a lot of us and we're all on the hunt for it because it's so darn good. But you can just go into a brush with this and apply it to your face. It does not show texture. It actually smooths and blurs, and it gives you this radiant glow that looks like a suntan on your face. And you can build it, and you can blend it, and it can look natural, or it can look zhuzhed up. It has a lot of variety to this one compact, and I'm obsessed. So I'm always kind of like, well, maybe this product is like this. Maybe this product is like this. This product is not like this. So don't do what I did and think you can just go into any shimmery bronzer that looks like it has good texture and just shove it all over your pory, oily face, because it's not gonna go well. This is the Pixi Beauty Bronzer in the shade Summertime. As you can see, there's definitely a shine to this. There is some luminosity to this. And yesterday, I made the grave mistake of trying to apply it to the same areas that I normally would my Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soliel. Yeah, that didn't go so well. If you're new here, I have some big bossy pores right up front, and I have oily skin. So not all shimmer products can be equal for me, and this is why I try it so you don't have to. I unfortunately put this here, and I was like, oh, that looks good. That looks fine there. And then I moved it up to this middle area. That was my mistake, because all of a sudden you could just see the canyons right here. Right up front. The texture was, I mean, you may as well have been looking at a mountain range because it was all right here. So I had to go to a lot of my blurring powders to correct and fix. So today what I did, because I do want this product to work, I do like Pixi as a brand. This feels really nice. And it does blend beautifully, like on skin that can handle it. So today I went into my No7 Maple Bronzer, warmed up the face just enough, and then I used this on like the back end of my face where my pores are not as rough or as noticeable. Did a little bit on the nose, and you do see the warmth with the color. It does have a really nice golden brown toned coloring to it that really just looks like healthy glowy skin. But if you have texture or pores, it's like a highlighter right in the areas you don't want. So I really had to be mindful with a more defined brush. I used the Alamar brush that's more at an angled tip to it. Kind of applied it there. Let me see if I can do something. It's been hours since I applied it, so let me see. Kind of just do that. And then I just kind of like did a little bit on the nose, but didn't accent it in the areas that could get bad. So I'm still playing with this, but I've had this for over a month now, and I kind of go away from it, come back to it, go away from it, come back to it, because I am trying some stuff just to see what I could do to make this work. But this is definitely not the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soliel where you could just be like, let's just paint my face with it and look like a bronze goddess. No. If you have pores like mine, no, that's not good for you. It's kind of like I'm still trying to figure out if I can make this work for other things, like this nice topper that I've got going today, but kind of a disappointment for me personally. But it's really pretty. It's not like when you see it on your hands, it just looks like it's beautiful. If you have no texture, if you have really, I don't know, 20-year-old, 15-year-old skin, girl, go put that on so I can just look at you with it on, because it looks real pretty. But I've been just kind of applying it in the areas that I know I can, and it does look really nice. I have been really gravitating, as you just heard me say, to a more juiced up, illuminating bronzer. I feel like this is the time of year where I just want to be like a golden-y goddess and then just kind of move on about my day. But the past few years have gotten to me, and I'm slowly becoming a girl who really wants some blush in her life. Doesn't mean I want it all the time, because as you know, I don't have like a thing with blush where I feel like I need it all the time. But one that I just noticed these past few weeks I keep reaching for every time is one blush that I got. Did I get you from a Boxycharm or from an Ipsy a long time ago? I really cannot remember. Tell me if you remember. This is the Kosas Blush Duo, and I think I was sassy about it originally because they kept calling this a highlighter, and I was like, no, this is a paler blush. That's not a highlighter. I think this was Boxycharm the more I think about it. But this is the Papaya 1972. Right here on my ring finger, this blush It's kind of like a sheer formula, but it's matte. It's not very illuminating, because that's what I've been wanting more, is just a little bit more of a matte sheer blush to go with all of these bronzers that I'm trying on my face that are really illuminating, and then I still want some kind of illuminator that I'm going to tell you about in a second. And then I just apply it on the apples of my cheeks, and it doesn't jump into those deep pores that I have right there. It doesn't sit and settle in certain ways, but it can be very pow. It is very pigmented. So as I'm playing with all of these, that's kind of what happened to my face this morning, is then I went into this for a little bit of rosying, and then I got a little bit too red toned a little bit, but it's so pretty. I was having fun with it. So this is the blush I have been reaching for a lot, because it is matte but sheer, and it really complements a lot of the bronzers that I like to play with this time of year that are a little bit more shimmery. Give it a little bit more dew and luminosity, but this is a nice way to balance it out for me. And I've noticed, even though I just recently told you guys, I purchased some Becca highlighters because I didn't want to be without them once Becca was going away. Ofra sent us some stuff from Boxycharm, those big gorgeous palettes, and we got the All the Lights highlighters. I keep seeing those. I love them for my eyes, because what I keep using on the face are two very bougie high-end items that I'm so grateful I got from Boxycharm and or the Boxycharm pop-ups, because these are really high-end, but these are illuminators. They're not highlighters, and that tends to be the glow I'm going for if I need that little extra oomph while I'm still putting on all of this other dewy stuff on my face. This is the Natasha Denona Glow in 01 Highlight, and this here is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder. I feel like calling it matte is just funny. This is the illuminator that I have on my inner corners today, and just a nice dusting of right here up top. I know, I just keep adding more and more to my face like it's 2017, but I've been having so much fun playing with some of these things. It's so pretty, and it blends so well into the skin that it just juices everything up, but not in a way that is that blinding highlight. It just gives you that subtle glow for that summer feel. And this one from Natasha have become like the two standouts that if I do put on anything else other than a, glowy bronzer or something, it's one of these with a fluffy brush at the points, maybe in the inner corner, on the shoulders, and then I'm good. If I'm looking for an illuminator, these are literally the only things I have been reaching for, because they're so complementary to my skin texture, skin tones, and they're not overpowering. They are just beautiful, beautiful products. Even when I mess up and I put too much Pixi on that's really luminescent, it's, if I wear it down with other powders and then just do a light dusting back here of one of these, it's good to go. So for eyeshadow palettes this past month, I have a little bitty pile here, and some of it was rediscovering what I already have in my collection, because like I said, I didn't get a lot of makeup from Boxycharm this past month, but I also feel like even in months prior, there would be a good hit or miss. It'd be a good hit there and a good hit there, but it's been a lot of skincare. So I've really been challenging myself to go into my collection and revisit, what do I love? Is there something I need to maybe start considering to remove from my tiny beauty space? Do I need to do a declutter? And I rediscovered two palettes that I got, I think over a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now, that I just don't give enough love to. But I need to tell you, this formula definitely stands out as some of the best formulas. I even think it could compete with some high-end formulas, honestly. And it's the Essence brand. I had never tried their eyeshadows until I saw these in a CVS. And this one is the Follow Your Heart palette. This one over here is the Be Beautiful palette. And girl, I think self-love is so important. I think it's something we don't give ourselves enough, because either we feel guilty or we're too busy in the day and we have to take care of everybody else. I love those little reminders in the morning, first and foremost. But as much as these look, especially a couple years ago when I got it and I showed it to you guys on camera, some of you were like, they look like the same. These actually feel like one nice large palette that is perfect for what we've all been doing this past year, which is a lot of neutral looks. But this formula, it always surprises me when I rediscover these. It's super blendable, but it's super pigmented and smooth, and you can really create some nice, easy breezy looks, or go sultry, go a little bit more sexy or sassy. I have gone back into these over some of my high-end palettes that I do like, but when I remind myself of how good this formula is, I'm like, hey babes, if you're on a budget and maybe you're starting over with your collection, maybe you're just looking for something that's not going to break the bank, but maybe more on trend of what you're wanting, these really, really great. Super good. I've also been loving some stuff that is a little bit more high-end, but one of them is brand spanking new to this year. One of them's really old, but I got it for my birthday last year, and one of them I got from Boxy. So let's start with a throwback for a lot of people, but it's new to me. This Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I really saw a lot of people loving this when it first came out, but I knew I couldn't really afford a lot of high-end makeup when this was going around, so I was really sticking with my Boxycharm makeup. I saw this I think at Ulta on my birthday this past year. I didn't even know this was 50% off, but got really excited when I was at the checkout and they were like, oh, just so you know, this is 50% off today. And I was like, oh my gosh, Ulta, you knew it was my birthday. This has been a palette that's been so fun to really reintroduce color to my day, because neutral looks are really what you guys saw a lot of in 2020 and in the beginning of this year. I just kept sticking to a lot of that. Well, today, yes, I like to start my eye looks a little bit more basic and neutral, and then I let the palette speak to me. Today, I put like money bags underneath my eyes today because green really makes brown pop. And then earlier in the week, I took this big gold shade and I made that a liner. It looked so pretty. I've also delved into some of these shades, so there are still some neutrals in here, obviously. But these pops of color have like slowly been like pulling me back in to having some colorful looks or accent pieces, which I've really enjoyed, and this formula is really good. Same with this Naked Urban Decay Wild West palette. I actually have the Essence palettes and these two on my eyes today. This sucker, I know some people thought that this looked like kind of basic, but I have on Spur today, Hold 'em on my lid, but then on top of that, I put something from this palette I'll tell you about in a minute. Ghost Town, Text for liner, and Bud on top of that for liner. And I know it's hard to see with these lashes, but it's just kind of been something fun to transition to. I'm kind of like getting a little deeper and richer with my colors, maybe doing a little bit more red tones and then a green flare for the liner. It's just a lot of fun, and this formula has been really good, and I'm just kind of reminding myself because I don't even have any other Naked palettes anymore. I got rid of them, and I'm really enjoying playing with this one again that you guys told me about. You kept tagging me on Instagram when you saw this was dropping. You were like, Nicole, these are your colors. And I was like, thank you for reminding me what I loved before I was just all neutrals. And girl, I got this from a premium from Boxycharm, and I love it a lot. I'd never tried any of their eyeshadows before, and this color story for me is screaming this time of year. It's just those warmer tones that are still neutral. I can still keep my neutral looks going that I love, but I can just zhuzh them up a bit with some shimmers. This pop of teal goes really well with my nails today, obviously. And these highlighters, like this one here, one of you told me, is this called Blissful? I put that on top of my eye look that I had going today just to like give it a little bit more push, like a little bit more oomph. So darn pretty. So when I'm not wanting to use these really blingy highlighters on my face, they still look gorgeous. Gorgeous on the lids. I kind of like shopping my own stash a lot just to rediscover, but then I get too bored to do like a full shop my stash for like, this is 6 months, or I'm going to use the same shop my stash, or 3 months. I just like to start pulling it out, especially when Boxycharm is only giving me a ton of skincare. Remind yourself, what do you have, ladies? What do you have that you love that maybe you haven't given enough love to in the past few weeks, months? Check it out. All right. I'm a little disappointed in something that's kind of high-end. I think this came in a luxury box from Boxy maybe, and I like this brand a lot, and she's a YouTuber. Dominique Cosmetics, I fell in love with this lip liner. This one is in the shade Crush, and I think I got it in March. Love, 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 love. Did I really go through this much product, or is there just not enough product in here? I went to use this one day after telling you how much I loved it in a recent video after getting this product, and there's nothing left. I'm about to declutter it, but I needed to tell you on camera that I was really disappointed in how fast this product went away. Got this in March. Yeah, I know it's the end of May, but I don't use lip liner every day. Where did this go? I don't use that much lip liner. 0.007, 007 ounces. 007. I just don't think there's enough product in here. I'm really disappointed to see this has gone so fast. I don't know how much it costs, but pretty sure this was in a premium box. Sad to see that there's like no product in here and it's like gone. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I was loving this for the nude pouty lip look I love to do, because I would start with this lip liner, then I would go into the Ofra liquid lip. I know not everybody loves liquid lips anymore, but I still really like that as a base, and then I put a gloss on top. This is the shade Sao Paulo. It's this gorgeous nude shade that is very versatile, so that way it'll go with skin tones, or it can just be like a nice base piece for something else, which is what I like to do. And then add the iconic London Nearly Nude Lip Plumping Gloss that I think I need to do a reapplication for it because I've been drinking water. Juices up the lips. I feel like this really makes the pout accentuated, and it gives you that bigger lip look without needing any injections, filler, and then you're good to go. I've been loving this little combo. So when that lip liner went away, I was like, what? It's like dead already. I just got you. What happened? You're too pricey to be like that little a product. You know what I mean? That was really, really disappointing. And now I have to tell you about some lashes. I have been trying the I Envy lashes behind the scenes now. They also sent me, this is PR, they did send this to me because I think they saw I was trying that magnetic liner lashes. They sent me some of those too, so I still need to try those. Stay tuned for that review. But I wanted to try these because these were natural 3D angle and volume. These are intentionally like kind of almost double layered, so they really stand out, look fluffier, maybe don't look like just a strip of lashes, but kind of give you that more dimension to them. Because I do have such big eyes, I don't have to cut them or anything, but I do feel like they're very vavoom. They're very like in your face big lashes, but they've been a lot of fun to play with, and they're not totally like, they're not hard to use. It's just I haven't used lashes in a while, so I'm trying to get back in the habit a little bit to remind myself. But I've really enjoyed trying some of the I Envy lines, and thank you guys so much for sending these to me. But that's been part of my makeup look, as you've noticed over the past few videos, because I'm trying some stuff behind the scenes to see what do I feel like playing with next. I've also been trying a mascara another way that you guys told me to, because I let you guys know in my last faves and fails, this Thrive Cosmetics mascara is just not my favorite, especially for my top lashes. A lot of you actually surprised me and said that you don't love this mascara on your top lashes either. You prefer this on your lower lashes. So thank you for that tip. That is actually what I have been doing with this mascara, because I don't want to waste it. I want to use it. And I do think it works really nicely for like the lower lashes. It gives you enough of that volume and, you know, the lengthening, but it just never worked well for my top lashes. So thank you so much for that tip. That helps a bunch. Now moving on to just a little touch of lifestyle products before I get into my monthly shout outs. I have been wearing all month long this gorgeous piece right here with some of my more boho bracelets. It's a piece that you can wear either with a lot of other silver bangle bracelets, or I just tend to be a little bit more boho, where I like a little bit more beading, a little bit more nautical, but I do love a little zhuzh. I like a little pop of bling. And I also like when the piece can have a nice closure to it that I can do by myself. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't always do the clasp by yourself with bracelets, and that's kind of why I don't gravitate too much to some of the like clasp bracelets, because they're so hard to do by yourself. Sometimes I worry with some sparkly jewelry that it'll start to look dull after a while, especially after some wearings and like a couple of weeks, but this really has not. This piece was lovingly sent to me from George Smith Jewelry. I'm going to be linking them down below, and you could check them out and their social medias and stuff. It even comes with a little gorgeous box. Oh, that matches my nails. My nails match everything today. So you can put your nicer pieces back in there if you want to for storage. But also I like having the little nice boxes sometimes, because then I can just collect other little pieces of nice jewelry that maybe look well together and kind of keep them all together. I was worried that I couldn't even like maybe wear this with, you know, my boho beaded jewelry, but it actually looked really nice, and I've worn it in quite a few videos, and I feel like it's just very seamless and part of my style. So I'm gonna link them below for you. You can also check out their website, but they're also on Amazon, and that's really how I do a lot of shopping, is on Amazon, so I thought that was nice as well. A lot of you guys also ask about the jewelry that I wear, so I do actually have my own Amazon links below for you. Unfortunately, these earrings that a lot of you keep asking me about have not come back in stock, but if they ever do, I'll definitely let you know. But I have found some comparable ones that will be in my Amazon links for you below. I do have a little bit more of like a beachy style, and as you guys know, I tend to love like the green and turquoises because, well, hi nails. It just tends to be a little bit more my jam, so that's kind of what a lot of the colors are, and pops of orange and things like that. I love doing these shout outs every single month because you guys are the reason I do, well, my channel, any of these videos, and I so appreciate you guys. And I notice when you guys are frequent commenters, or even sometimes you come out and you're like, hey, I don't ever comment, but I want you to know I've been watching your videos for a while and I just love your style, I love your positivity, whatever it is, and I so appreciate you guys. And Helen Patterson, I have seen you in my comments and on my Instagram for so long. Thank you so much for your constant support, love, your opinions and thoughts on makeup and the whole thing. You are so sweet, girl, and I always love seeing you in my comments. Thank you, girl. All right, I'm worried I'm gonna say this wrong, so bear with me, sister. Piscean Waters. I'm worried I'm gonna say that wrong. I'm so sorry, but girl, I see you every video, sometimes multiple times, and you are just so great at telling me your thoughts, giving me your feedback, telling me what you thought of the Boxycharm, like products, maybe you've done some investigating on it or you've learned other stuff and you always give me the details behind the scenes. I appreciate that so much because I am one girl and I'm trying to keep track of all of it myself. So when you guys help out, it helps me a ton. I so appreciate seeing you all the time. I really love that. Thank you, girl. And I know these videos can tend to be a little longer, guys, so thank you so much. If you are still here at the end of this video, I appreciate you. Yes, you. And you just never know when you could be shouted out in my next faves and fails. So thank you so much, girls. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you do happen to be new to my loud, weird, crazy, unique channel, hi new friends. I really do hope that if you like what you see, you do take a quick moment to click that subscribe button down below. Just click it so you don't miss out on all of the fun, crazy, in-depth, long-winded, chatty reviews and just check-ins with you guys that I do every single week. Bye, friends.